Hey folks, thanks for clicking on High Speed Outdoors. I'm here with Lily the adventure dog, and just wanted to introduce the video. Bill and I went to a river site, did some metal detecting and panning, not a lot, just a little bit, and thought you'd be interested in the history of the place. And we were at the junction of Nisqually and Michelle Rivers. It's my brother fishing again. So there's a little bit of history there, like a lot of history that's not written down. It gets a little convoluted and you get different accounts, but it is close to the area where Chief Leschi of the Nisqually tribe was born. That's pretty much for sure. Some people say that there was a massacre there in 1865 when or during the some dispute over treaties and reservation land sizes, and I'll admit that stuff like that is often not fair. But anyway, so the area we were in is close to Chief Leschi's home village, well, a village of his birth, and quite possibly in the same vicinity as a massacre that took place by U.S. Army against a village of Nisqually Indians in 1865 or so, thereabouts. And I'll leave some links, and you can read about it and see what you think. Everybody's history or account is a little bit different, but it's an interesting area. We might go back and do some more metal detecting up on above the river in the plain area. We were probably very sure that we were north of Leschi's village location, but not by more than 2 miles. And I'll read a little history. I got 3 excerpts from one that I read that seemed to be less opinionated and more just the information that was available. So I'll insert that as you look at the first part of this video. As we walked in, we wondered what could have happened here and there, and saw some open areas and thought maybe that was places for encampments. However, it was over 100 years ago. It was like 170 years ago, so obviously the landscape has changed. The river has changed course, although on the way in we're way high above the river, so I know it wasn't up there. But here's the first excerpt of the history of the Nisqually. The Nisqually Indians' homeland was the watershed of the Nisqually River, ranging from the saltwater shores of South Puget Sound east to Mount Rainier. The tribe had prospered there for thousands of years, but decimated by disease brought by outsiders, it numbered no more than a few hundred by the mid-1850s. Those living nearest Puget Sound relied on fishing for their primary livelihood, while those in the upper foothills and prairies were more reliant on hunting and later farming. Both groups supplemented their diets by gathering camas roots, berries, and other edibles. So not too far from where I live, there's a camas prairie, and the camas plant has a bulb that tastes pretty tasty. It's kind of nutty tasting, and those are high in starch and often were used for food. It's generally accepted that Leshai was born in early January 1808 at Besh La Besh, a prairie village near where the Michelle River joins the Nisqually River, about 25 miles upstream from its mouth, meaning the Nisqually. His father, Yanatko, was prosperous, his wealth represented by a large herd of horses. So here's a kind of the events of the massacre or the battle most people think took place nearby where we were at with the metal detectors. By this time, his campaign for retribution had lost the support of the U.S. military, talking about the governor of the state at the time, largely because of the predations of the governor's volunteer militias. In late March or early April of 1856, sorry I had the year wrong earlier, a militia unit led by Captain Hamilton, J.G. Maxon, came upon a camp of 40 to 50 Nisquallies, mostly women, children, and unarmed older men, near the Michelle River. Maxon attacked, killing somewhere between 17 and 30 Native Americans, none of whom posed the slightest threat. Pleased, Stevens, that's the governor, rewarded Maxon with a promotion to major and later rejected the Army's demand that he disband his undisciplined volunteers. Okay, we're on another adventure, right? Yeah. But first things first. In a minute, I'll tell you a story about where we're at. Right down there where the river curves is where this river, the Michelle, ends and becomes the Nisqually. The Nisqually comes in from the left. So now most of you know where I'm at. We're just out goofing around. And didn't have a real plan for today, but we're going to do some metal detecting and some panning just to see what's here, because a few miles upstream on the Michelle, there's gold deposits. Super micro gold, but it's there. So when I find something, I'll let you know. Okay, so I turned around to get my shovel and swing coming back, and that's my score. It's not a score, I know that. That's my number, my reading. So we'll see what it is. I guess we'll do a live dig because it might be the only dig we get. Sorry, I know you probably didn't see any of that because I wasn't paying attention. There it is. See that? Yep, shell casing. It is 9mm, made by Luger. Alright. Here's the next one. Kind of low. see. Doesn't grunt like iron. Well, never mind, I don't have a set. Kind of low like iron, actually. Could be a hot rock. That's what this one is. Okay, I moved the rocks out of the way. So now we're going to test the rocks. Although one time I had a reading from rocks, and when I moved them they didn't read anymore. It happened to be the configuration that they were in. Because when I put them back exactly like they were, I got the reading again. Just like that. Hot ground. That's about it. Moving on. Okay, so Bill got a signal and not really finding anything, but he decided to go ahead and dig out some gravel and stuff and put it in the pan and see what he gets. That one, that rock right there's probably got a golden core. So I'll show you what he finds. I don't see any nuggets. Okay, so now we got it sort of okay. Gotta find my finger. Oh, look, there's my finger. See that gold in there? That's gold. Good job, Bill.
Thank you.
You're buying dinner.
I'll buy you a pine float.
Okay. What was your score?
Hang on, I don't know if that's it.
Well, not yet. What was your number?
I don't remember. It was...
Okay, all over.
All over.
Mystery bag. Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Set it down over here and see if it rings. Okay. Better pan that stuff.
Might ask you to find it.
Is it moving, do you think?
Yeah, it's moving. Yeah, I forgot to pan it.
Here. Is it in here?
Lay it down where those are blind people, huh?
I dropped it.
Yeah, you did. Go through the cracks.
You can punch me later. Oh, found it again. I don't know, I think it's just hot stuff.
Ghost target?
Yeah. Alright, we'll take a little out there and pan it and see what we got. Well, I know you're not going to be able to see this, but I've got 7 microspecks in there. Now, the metal detector or the pinpointer didn't find that. It found other minerals in the ground with it. And we can't seem to find a concentration of anything like a rock or a coin or anything like that. So it's just the ground.